This Canterbury senior class during their freshman year won just one game as a team. You fast forward to now, and now the Cavaliers are knocking on the door of Victory Field as they are going to semi-state at Loeb Stadium this weekend. And we have got Pat McMahon, Bubba McMahon, the Northeast Indiana Hall of Famer, joined alongside us as coach. What has been so special about how this team has been able to execute during this postseason run?
The chemistry. The chemistry of this team is phenomenal. We've talked about it all year, and they pick each other up because this is a game of failure, and I really like how they pick each other up. We put them in all different positions, all different spots in the batting order, and they always adapt, and they're always coachable, and that's what we like.
You talk about that adaptability. How did this team stay together during the regular season, knowing you went through some peaks and valleys? How did this group find a way to come together and put their best baseball together in the postseason?
It's funny, our starting catcher Torres Libram, so now he's in center field, and his brother, who's never caught a game in high school, is our starting catcher and has done really well. So we've just moved them based on injuries, arms, and we've put everybody where they needed to go to, and they've adapted. You know, our first baseman was in the outfield, our outfielders, and so they just move around, and we really appreciate that.
When you talk about that adaptability, how did that come to fruition last weekend when you were taking on Triton? You guys were trailing 2-1 heading into the sixth, and you find a way to plate 5 runs over the final 2 innings and win that regional title.
We were getting our timing down, confidence was coming, we could sense it, and then the kids just stayed together as a team. And, you know, there's guys that failed, but then the next guy picked them up, and that's what it's all about. And then hitting's addictive. Once we had one hit, here comes another. Reed's home run just set the post. Once he went out of the stadium, you could just sense the excitement and the momentum going into our dugout.
I mentioned the senior class and the journey that they have been on during this 4-year run. What have you appreciated the most about how this class has led by example?
With the 10 seniors on the team and 7 of them coming because it was their senior year, they have really led the underclassmen. We have 2 freshmen, and they've learned from these seniors. They're going to great academic universities, and I really appreciate the way that they've been coachable for us versus being senioritis. And that's what I really like, is that they're driven, and they just don't go, oh, I'm a senior. No. They've actually stayed with us, and I appreciate that.
You got to love it. Well, when taking a look at this weekend, you're going to have to win 2 games to bring home this program's first semi-state title. How are you handling this week, just knowing, again, that adaptability that's going to have to really come to fruition this weekend at Loeb Stadium?
Nobody expected us to be here. We did, and we were talking about it in the beginning of the year, and we're just going to have everybody believe in themselves. If nobody else believes in us, that's fine. We know what we can do, and I think that we're going to get this done this weekend.
A lot of these kids were saying just how excited they were to play on a stage like this. What are you most excited about when you make the trip to Lafayette this weekend?
You know, I've been here for 35 years being the head coach, and it's been a blessing, and it's just for me to see the program build to where we can actually build and go and appreciate the work that we put into it, the facilities that we have, the school support, and I think we're going to be very confident.